Chicago, May 17th through the 20th. What is up? Welcome to Rising Tide Live. I am your host, Shawn Walchef. We are live streaming on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook. If you are watching this, if you're listening to this, we would love to have you as a guest of the podcast show. We bring people in the community up on stage. We've been doing these shows live now twice a week, every Wednesday, every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time since 2020, since we started on a social audio app called Clubhouse, but now we live stream on multiple platforms. Today, we're going to be talking about all things Chicago. So if you are heading to the National Restaurant Association show in Chicago, we would love to hear what you hope to accomplish. If you are an exhibitor, a vendor, a partner, if you're a restaurant, if you're in marketing, if you're in sales, and if you've never been, we have a community of people that have been to the show that have great tips of how you can get the most out of this year's show. Let's go ahead and bring our community up in. I know today's going to be a great conversation. We're going to get to as many of you as we can. Richard Liverman, you're first on my feed. Richard, who are you? What are you working on a Wednesday? And what are your thoughts about the national? I'm going to miss you at the National Restaurant Association show. I know that. I know it's going to be. I know you will get there one day, but if it's not this year, let's go ahead. Introduce yourself, Richard.
Hi, I'm Richard. I'm in the UK, as you can tell by the accent. I run a business called Richard Solutions. It's been a big day for me today.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Share the news.
Thank you. Well, I was going to be all British about it, but I thought I'm surrounded by Americans, so I can't be. But I've been shortlisted for Service Business of the Year in the UK, and it's sort of really, really exciting. I think there's 6 or 8 of us in the final. Wow. So a big kind of event in London to go to, but it's a real honor, and I think it's one of those ones where I'm always telling my clients to celebrate. This is 4.5 years of blood, sweat, and tears. So it's just nice. I've already feel that I've won. Whether I walk home with the prize or not, I've already won because this is sort of just a beautiful moment. So yes, I am being British about it, but I am celebrating, which is pretty cool.
We're so proud of you, Richard, and I'm almost more proud that you shared the news and you allow us as a community to celebrate you. It's been so cool to watch your journey, and we know that whether you win or not, you're absolutely right. You've already won.
Absolutely. So I'm sort of, to use an English expression, tickled pink, which I'm not actually sure what that means. I just like it.
Richard, can you share what are your perceptions, given that you have not been to the National Restaurant Association show?
No, I haven't, but
you've heard lots of stories about it.
Well, I have found a way to be present at it, but I'll come to that in a minute. Okay. I've been to many, many large shows before. Sal in Paris, amongst others. Which is a huge show where I represented Safeway, which was an incredible event. But I think with something as big as the event in Chicago, how can you find a way of being present even when you're not there? So I happen to be aware of the fact that I'm not there, but I know lots of you are, and I regard you guys as part of my community. So I thought, how is there a way to get me in the show without actually being there? So next Monday, I'm going for lunch with producer Cameron, who's behind the scenes and whose face we will not see. But I have created something that he's going to be giving to you at the show to give to other people and to be, well, slightly rebellious with. So I just think to myself, if you can't be there, how can you be there? So I've created some stickers with the don't be boring mantra on them.
Fantastic.
And what I'd like you to do is give them to people in our community.
I will do that.
Or even to boring people and just stick it on them without them knowing. Not really. That would be really naughty and irresponsible. But now I've created some stickers that are going to go to the show via Cameron for you to hand out to people or stick in funny places. So my challenge is not only can you distribute some at the show, but I think there should be like some kind of prize. I know I'll find a baseball cap or something, but who can put a "Don't Be Boring" sticker in the most interesting place?
I like
and
it.
It was just thinking, okay, how can you do something like, how can you be somewhere where you're not? So I just thought, okay, maybe we can be a little disruptive. So there's a whole load of "Don't Be Boring" stickers and a mystery gift for you as well, Shawn, which I'm not going to reveal. So keep your eyes open. And my view on it is, if you can't be somewhere, how can you be there? And that's my way of doing it.
I love it. We can't wait to see Cam. Cam is part of our team at Cali BBQ Media, and he will be making the trip from the UK all the way to Chicago. First time I'm going to meet Cam in real life. We've been working with Cam while he's is he in London proper, or is he near you?
No, he's about 30 miles west of London, just the other side of Heathrow. My challenge to you is can you get him some proper Chicago deep town pizza, like proper American food?
I think
I'm not talking an Arby's here. I want proper Chicago style pizza, and then you can send me pictures to make me jealous.
We can accomplish that. Very excited. Thank you, Richard. I can't wait to see the stickers. Naki, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. You take 60 seconds. Who are you? What are you building on a Wednesday? And what are your plans for Chicago?
Hello, everyone. Great to be here. It's been a while, I know.
It has been. Welcome back.
No, thank you. This is a great day to be here with you. And so I'm a restaurant consultant, and I run a CFO, fractional CFO, bookkeeping, and restaurant consulting business based in Miami. We serve the entire nation. I'm looking forward to the event. There will be a lot of people like you, Shawn, like Troy, Elizabeth, that I've talked many times, or Dean many times, and hopefully I will be seeing you over there in Chicago. It's been many years I haven't been to Chicago as well, and I'll go to Geno's East and have that deep dish and send it to Richard.
Send
a picture of that to Richard. By the way, Richard, I bet you can order it from a platform, the deep Geno's East pizza.
It's possible. I don't know if it delivers internationally. Does it?
Oh, can you put the link in the chat so I can just Google that and just so my tummy can rumble? I'll mute it.
Goldbelly.
Goldbelly. Do they do
Goldbelly?
I was going to say, I'm sure Goldbelly does it.
Yeah.
Are we sure? We've confirmed Goldbelly does international shipping.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
That's amazing.
I bet for $350 they will.
Yeah.
Hey, my
the most expensive deep dish pizza ever.
I'm willing to try it. My greatest discovery was when I found in Costco in the UK that they do Cheesecake Factory cheesecake. I was like, I am complete.
There it is. Fantastic. Naki, what are you hoping to accomplish at the show?
Meet with the people whom I had, talked like many times over. See what's new. See an industry event. I haven't participated to the past event.
Shawn, he's just coming to take a picture with you and me, buddy. That's it.
That's right. Just for that purpose. I've been
that works for me.
About it. Just that.
That works for me. Well, we're really excited, Naki, to see you there. If you have any questions, anything that any introductions that this community can make, we'd be honored to do that. And looking forward to a great show in Chicago for sure.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you
all. Ward, welcome back.
Hey, how's it going, Shawn?
Who are you working on a Wednesday, and what are your plans for Chicago for National Restaurant Show?
Actually, I was just working on a LinkedIn message talking about the NRA show and talking about my
journey. Like that storytelling, fantastic.
An operator for 30 years, going to the back VIP room at the lodge, where they had a special back bar that you had to be somebody to get in there. So I was always with somebody that was somebody. And actually, this year, I want to find time somehow to walk the show. We're always so busy working the show that we don't get around, especially that extra places. You got to walk 4 miles to get to that other exhibit hall. But actually, probably showing up at least an hour early every day to be able to walk the show when you can talk to other vendors and vendor partners. And then obviously working during the show. But it's really about, just connecting with people who have a need for different issues and different ways of running the restaurant that was smarter, better. Especially because, as a new person walking that show, I don't know how you wrap your head around seeing 80 or 90 different point of sale systems and, all the different technologies. The fact that they doubled the size of the tech pavilion tells you that technology is pretty damn important because it kept busting out the seams for years. But, Yeah, so just playing both sides of the ticket, being a vendor and also being an operator to understand what's out there, what are we competing with, and who's trying to copy our technology.
Ward, can you share a little bit about being a vendor, best practices, what you guys have learned? We have a lot of people that listen to the show that will be exhibiting at the show. Any tips and tricks of things that you've learned how to do and what to avoid, or mistakes you've made? Maybe.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll just set up a detour sign that diverts people into our booth, so they can't go around us or walk on the opposite side of the aisle. A lot of it is just be inviting. Be natural. Don't be the over-the-top salesperson that grabs people as they walk by. I mean, there's 22, 23, 2,400 exhibitors. Yep. And so, you got to give people the respect to get respect when it comes to a show, and just be there to answer questions. I don't think it's really about selling as much as it's about educating. Especially now when people, again, so many operators, even the big operators, don't know what to do or where to spend their money. And, a tech stack spend or a tech stack bucket didn't exist 5 and 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it's really about, how can I help? How can I help people? But working the show, I love it because we just meet new people all the time. We see bigger operators, small operators, and they all need to better understand how to invest in an area of their business that can generate sales. So that's what we do.
That's awesome. Thank you, Ward. Troy Hooper, on the move, on the go. Share who are you, what are you building on a Wednesday, and best practices for Chicago, and what are Troy's plans, public plans?
Oh my God. I'm way behind making my plans, to be honest with you.
What have you been too busy
plans to be made? I've been too busy doing a couple things.
Yeah.
So Troy Hooper, CEO of Hot Palate America, parent company of Pepper Lunch Restaurants, co-CEO of Pepper Lunch Restaurants Worldwide. We have 540 restaurants in 17 countries, growing rapidly. I've got an event that is planned that is celebrity based, and I won't know until maybe the week before Chicago whether that person can make it or not. So that's interesting. So we have to plan an event and then not tell anybody about it until the last minute to make sure that they can show up. I'm hearing background noise. Yeah, so that's one.
Let's see.
Somebody's not muted. There we go. I think we're Yep, but I'm keynoting. I'm on Education Day, which is the 17th, which means I'll have nobody in my room probably because everybody's flying in probably on the 17th. But
on Saturday,
whatever the 17th is, who's got a calendar? I do numbers. You guys do days of the week.
Why do you do numbers?
Anyway,
like days of the week is way easier for me.
Because there's a lot. Because there's 4 or 5 Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays every month.
Saturday of the show.
It's easier to do numbers.
Monday of the show.
Yeah, that doesn't help me. I do a lot of shows.
We'll go with the 17th. Fine.
17th. 17th at 1:45, I am on stage by myself talking about supply chain, developing a supply chain, and negotiating and all the things that go into that. So my first keynote at NRA, doing that in my own room. Please come see me on the 5th floor on the 17th at 1:45 p.m. Tips for the show. You are not going to see it all, so don't try. It is 4, 5, 7 football fields, something ridiculous. Know what it is you're looking for. If it's equipment or if it's technology or if it's new products or small wares, etc. Know what you're looking for. Try to set some appointments in advance. The vendors want to sit down with you. To sit down and have an appointment, maybe 15-minute appointment. Leave space for discovery. Make sure you come to the Rising Tides together. Shawn will be sharing invitations, locations. Last year we did an awesome thing every afternoon at 4:30. We met at the NRA big sign, so everybody had a place and time to meet up. So just look for those invites. Make sure you're engaging. Walk with somebody. This is the best thing that ever happened to me. Jason Berkowitz said a couple of years ago, Troy, at 1:00, can we walk together for an hour? And we just walked that section of that floor together for an hour. And that sort of, people know him, people know me, people know you. We run into each other. We get together in groups. We split off in groups. That sort of organic, but preset sort of networking and partnership, I think that's really cool too. So I think I've given you too many things, but have a plan, have space in your plan to be flexible, walk the show with people you know, get introduced by those people to people you don't know, and make sure you make the Rising Tides get-togethers, whatever they're going to be, and support each other, wear each other's swag, do all the things. That's my story.
And just a reminder, great insight, Troy. Just a reminder, what Ward said is you cannot post enough that you will be at the show. So people are on social media. Like, the greatest trade show on earth is happening on the internet right now. Let people know. Just because you posted today at 10 o'clock doesn't mean if you post tonight at 6 o'clock that the same people will see it. So don't assume that everyone is watching every single piece of content you put out there. You have no idea who you're connected to, who will like a post, who will comment on a post, who will invite you in the DMs, who will invite you in a comment to something that could transform your business. So this is just a reminder to the community to not only LinkedIn, but Instagram, TikTok, X, all of the platforms. Let people know that you're going to be at the show and that you want to collaborate. And that's where the magic all happens. Let's go over to Dean LeBay. Our friend Dean LeBay. Who are you? What are you working on a Wednesday? And share us some insights from Dean LeBay's first trip to the National Restaurant Association show.
Well, thanks for having me, Shawn. My name is Dean LeBay, L-A-B-A-Y. I'm coming to you from New Orleans. And basically, I'm just in help the independent restaurant business out. As far as the NRA show, Ward's right. I mean, you just can't cover everything. But I think me and Diego from Super Taco, we're going to do a little strolling. What I plan on doing is kind of the same thing I've done the last 3 years, or last 2 years. The equipment side of the business and the software side of the business, they're on two different halls. And I really think they need to talk to each other a little bit more. I know that Middleby and Well Built are both building out what they call back of the house software that's working, and it's going to work with the POS system because that's the nerve center. So I want to find out more about that. I want to talk to Chris over at Fishbowl, find out what they're building out. It seems pretty exciting. Of course, 4:30 every afternoon we'll be at the NRA sign, and just invite people. And Ward's right, everybody, Troy's right. You know people that they don't, and they know people that you don't. Now, if you're most of people here, well, no, I take that back. A lot of the equipment side, people don't know too many people. I kind of, that's my, I know that end. So if you want to find out about the newest equipment that Well Built, Prime Master, somebody like that makes, get with me. I'll be happy to take you strolling. And like I said, we'll meet up and get together, hopefully make plenty of content. And man, this is really about the only thing I do every year, and I'm pretty jazzed, so I'm ready to go. I fly out Saturday morning, so I'll be there around 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. We appreciate you. And yeah, great point about the equipment and technology. And Ward made reference to how big the technology section is, but we would be naive to think that every booth doesn't have some component of technology. And I do agree that all of these different areas of the show, they need to talk to each other more. In case the community has noticed, I'm wearing a different hat today, just sharing some breaking news with the Rising Tide. But we will be in the Pepsi booth making content with Pepsi this year, which is a huge deal for Cali BBQ Media. But we are going to be highlighting all of the cool things that Pepsi is doing from a digital and technology side for restaurant operators. So as soon as we have more details with that, we would love to have the Rising Tide community come with us, check out all of the cool things that Pepsi is doing at this year's National Restaurant Association show. Jess, welcome. Thank you for being here. Can you introduce yourself? Take 60 seconds. Who are you? What are you building? And share what are your plans for National Restaurant Association show?
Hi, Hi, my name is Jessella, and I work for Employee Metrics, and we're mostly in Southern California, kind of across California, and we are a software company, and we integrate into POS systems to help make sure that everyone's staying compliant with their breaks and hourly regulations, and make sure you stay out of PAGA's way. So that's kind of what Employee Metrics does. We're excited to head out to Chicago this year. And I wanted to jump on and just kind of see what people are saying and, some good things to check out. Yeah, I'm excited to meet some new people and make sure that we kind of get our name out there and let everybody know what we do. And thank you, Shawn, for having us and giving us some information for the newbies out there.
Of course. Will you guys have a booth this year, or are you just walking the show?
Nope, no booth this year. We're just going to walk around and kind of do our pony show, and yeah.
Amazing. Well, we're so grateful. You found out about this event on LinkedIn, I'm guessing?
I did. Yes,
Amazing.
I did.
Well, welcome to the community. We have, for those listening, watching, we have a Slack channel if you want to join the Slack channel. We have a LinkedIn group chat, an Instagram group chat, but we support each other, tell each other what's going on in the industry, what's happening. And if you guys want to join that, please let us know. Ian Hawksworth, Mike is yours. One of our digital hospitality leaders, showing up every week, every Wednesday, every Friday. What's up, Ian?
How's it going, Shawn? Thanks for having me. Ian with EHS Recruiting Company. We help hospitality and restaurant companies find top talent. My office is focused on Southern California and nationwide. We're looking forward to attending our first NRA show for our office, at least. So really excited to do that. We're joining the owner of the Chicago office, Bruce Faber, who's going to be at the show, and he's actually speaking on Monday and Tuesday mornings of the event. So we're there to support him, and then also to kind of pal around and just explore the space and network. And Bruce has been in the company for a very long time, so he's going to show us his tricks of the trade with working the NRA show and everything. So we're excited to learn from one of the master networkers within our organization, at least. So and then looking forward to joining the Rising Tide community out there as well. So it'll be fun to meet most of you face to face for the first time.
First time in real life. We can't wait. Any questions, Ian? We have a lot of veterans of the show.
I mean, it's sounds like it's something you have to experience in person to really get the full experience out of it. So we're looking forward to it, because we're also doing the California restaurant show later in the year. So it's kind of our dry run. We're not exhibiting or anything. We're just going to be exploring and just taking notes and then prepping, because we are going to be exhibiting at the California show. So we want to kind of get our ducks in a row, get some best practices in place, and shake a lot of hands and meet a lot of people. So if anybody's down to pair up, we'll be open to it. My partners, Lauren, Vanessa, and I are all coming down, and we're excited to explore.
Amazing. Yeah. And just a reminder, there will be, I believe, estimate is over. It's over 50,000 people. Some estimates are 70,000 people.
No.
It's a lot of people.
It was 70. I was just going to pipe in and say it. 70,000 people attended last year. 64,000 the year before. 70,000 last year.
Okay, that's what we're going with. I will fact check that with the information that I have been provided by the show, but I'll let Troy carry the torch with the 70,000. So legal will just go talk to Troy if I have misspoke and it's 70,000. But nonetheless, that's a football stadium full of people. So if you're trying to get to the show floor opens at 10 a.m. For attendance. Think about probably half, if not 70% of those 70,000 will be waiting on the stairs to get in. So if that's a cue to you to get there early, if you want to get in early, it's either get there early or wait until the first line and wave of people get in, because McCormick is a very large show.
Hey, Shawn, let me give another tip real quick. Let me get a tip. And then I got to go sell some pepper lunches. One tip.
How many are you going to sell today? Hold on. How many are you selling today? 15?
5, 10, 20.
20? How about 25?
3 deals,
25.
2 5s and a 10, 20. Yeah. Maybe.
20. Give them a deal.
A lot.
Yeah. Let's go. Fantastic.
No, we don't give deals. We don't give deals. This is premium product over here. Anyway, here's my tip. Here's my tip for NRA. You do not need to be staying at an NRA sanctioned hotel to take the bus. They offer free shuttles to about 25, 27, 30 hotels around the city. All you have to do is stay somewhere within walking distance and just walk over and take the shuttle. The shuttles are free. Anywhere from the city to the McCormick during this event, it will be surge pricing. It will be $50 to $70 each way if you're staying in River North, as an example. So it is absolutely critical to take the free shuttle. They're like express shuttles. You get on, it makes 1 or 2 stops at different hotels, and then it goes straight to the McCormick. Every bus only goes to 2 or 3 hotels. So it's not a long ride, and it's totally free, and they're constant all day, all night. Make sure you take the free shuttle. Don't be spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on Ubers and Lyfts trying to get around the city when it's packed with people.
And a reminder, Beyonce is also in town at the same time as the restaurant show. She's playing at Soldier Field, which is a sellout on Friday night and on Sunday. Idea of congestion around McCormick and the area where the convention is going. That's just a heads up to add extra time. Stover's reminding me we're going to do a live show before the show opens. So our plan, the Rising Tide plan, is to get to the stairs before everyone else, set up, and then do a live show as everyone lines up. So if you're not at the show, we will be live from the National Restaurant Association show on our Cali BBQ Media YouTube channel, talking to people about what they're excited about, and you can see the mass of humanity before we get in on day 1, and that's on Saturday. Jason Berkowitz, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Troy Cherkoff, forgive me, I'm popping up quickly. I got a meeting in 2 with a client. So I wanted to say hi. I appreciate what Troy shared. I think that's great. There's also a train that you can take, that you take the escalators down and take a train to get out. It runs a little infrequently, but I've used that one. I appreciate knowing about the Beyonce concert because I fly into Midway at about 5:30. So that's fantastic. Son of a bitch. And I think these are all good things. It's an overwhelming show. Be careful what you eat and don't eat along the way, whether or not you're going Nathan's or Vienna hot dog, whichever one you're going for. Kind of space it out a little bit. Coca-Cola booth is a great way to head on. Pepsi booth is well, you know what? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go Coca-Cola booth and get my Coca-Cola, but then I'm going to go over to Pepsi.
You're going to come to the Pepsi booth, my friend.
And I'm going to talk about how Pepsi's making steps like this smart sponsor.
We're going to convert. We're live from the show. We're going to convert Jason. We're going to switch him.
Might happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
So that's what I'm seeing. Ward, I'll see everybody there, which is great. My big push is we're launching our beta version of our Restaurant Essentials Masterclass for Restaurants freemium that we're going to be giving out. And so what we'll talk about that I'll rely on this community for a little bit of suggestions. Again, I got to jump is if I'm going to put it on QR codes or what that I'm going to hand out to people so that I'm seeing it just handing out to a bunch of independent operators and whatnot. Here's the QR codes. They could scan it and get a link right to the free complimentary training that will co-sponsorship. Jess, Employee Metrics, would be a great sponsor for our PAGA course that we put together, our PAGA Buster course. But, we'll all be talking. Thanks for putting the show on, and I'll see you again. I just needed to see all your faces.
We appreciate you, Jason. Thank you, and we'll talk soon. Appreciate you. Maddie Smokes, mic's yours.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up?
Thanks for having me. I'm Matty Smokes, owner, chef, operator of JJ Cooper's in Long Beach, New York, and City by the Sea. And I'm also pitmaster and owner of Matty Smokes Barbecue and Catering. Definitely excited for the NRA show. Didn't really think I was going, and now I'm going and pulling it all together and making it happen. Looking forward to just meeting everybody from the Cali Media podcast, Rising Tides, along with just networking with all new people and helping to expand everything that I'm about, learning more about this industry, growing in the industry, how how to build myself and keep expanding what I'm, already involved in, and kind of figuring out what's the next tier of the evolution of my career in this industry.
That's amazing.
So,
we're really excited
it'll be
to see
cool.
you.
I think there's going to be a lot to see.
When do you get in?
I'm flying in Monday morning, so I'll be in Monday morning real early, and then I'm out Wednesday morning.
Sweet.
So I also have some cool new merch that I'm bringing out, so hopefully it's kind of memorable for everybody to grab it from me. And obviously I'll be all over Facebook Live and LinkedIn to try and, make sure I do get the most out of the trip.
Awesome. We can't wait. We're really excited. Any questions for the crew here?
I mean, it just seems like it's going to be a tremendous show with a lot to take in and a lot to see. So I've got everybody's information. Obviously, I've been hooking up with everybody on LinkedIn, so I'm going to make it a point to try and see everybody I possibly can. And it sounds like you'll see me at 4:30 at the NRA sign.
Yeah. So for everyone in the community on the first day, well, yeah, that'll be Monday. First day on Saturday at 4:00. We're actually going to do a full hour Rising Tide meetup on day 1 at the F3 booth. So we'll send more details, but the F3 booth, Rising Tide meetup, we're going to make videos, content together. San Diablo Churro is going to be there giving out churros, and the team at F3 is absolutely awesome. They're allowing us to come over and essentially take over the booth for an hour. And that's day 1 on Saturday. So super excited, Matty Smokes. And just a reminder, bring a cell phone charger, because if your phone dies, that's a terrible thing. If you need contact information, text is the best for me. So anybody in the Rising Tide community that needs me, like I said, we have the Slack channel, but I'm happy to provide you my cell phone because it's a lot of communications happening on those days. Sometimes, depending on what we're trying to do, I might give you Aaron or one of our boots on the ground Cam's contact info. But we're really excited for the show. Elizabeth Doss, Mike is yours. Go for it.
Yes. Hi. It's good to see everybody. We've been traveling around the country, driving from Florida to Indiana, Kansas, and we finally got back yesterday. So it was a lot of road tripping for us this last season. And so along with that is making sure that you take care of yourself in these types of things. So make sure you're still drinking a lot of water, because you have your comfortable shoes that you're already getting now and you're walking in, so that you're not like trying to show up in your fancy new kicks and you get blisters on your feet because you don't want to have that pained expression while you're trying to meet new people. All those things. And then of course on the digital side of things, I know I've talked about this before, but make sure that you as soon as you step away from someone, you can actually set up shortcuts on your phone, etc. Notes has a little paper clip now where you can do a voice note to yourself and it'll transcribe it for you. But tell the story of what just happened with someone, because you're going to be meeting people constantly all day, and you want to make sure that you're not going to lose anybody in that, and say, hey, I just met so-and-so from so-and-so. We talked about this. He has 3 dogs and a and a boat on the whatever. Like, take notes of be your own spy and take notes of people, so that when you see them again, you can bring up those things, et cetera, et cetera. And also, for those of you who are quiet and shy, make sure you're practicing. I mean, that's one thing Shawn does great on here, is we have to practice our story and practice our stories about what we do, etc., so that when you have that like 60 seconds in line next to somebody, you can quickly explain who you are, what you do, and why it might be a really cool connection. And while you may not need that person's services, you might know somebody who does. I've seen Dean do this over and over again and make connections that honestly have changed people's lives. And so if you're just paying attention and being curious, like Shawn says, then it can go a really long way in making a difference. And James, my husband, used to he worked for a law firm, and he would go to these conferences for the firm, and he's like, I hate networking. I mean, I hate it. But make sure you're asking what questions. If you can keep 5 what questions in your back pocket, because all the other types of questions people can answer with one word: yes, no, yeah, maybe, stuff, but what questions are open-ended, and it requires them to give you a deeper answer, and then find a portion of what they say that you can drill down into and be a little bit more curious about, and get people talking about themselves. And I realized that I haven't talked about myself, but anyway, my name is Elizabeth Doss, and I am a social media consultant and an animated GIF creator. My GIFs are about to reach 6 billion views on Giphy, and I've helped my brands and businesses, clients that I work with, they've reached over 4 billion views for their companies in the Giphy space. So that's anytime someone types in GIF search, your content potentially could be found. And so if you're curious, reach out, and I'll hand things back to you, Shawn.
Amazing. Those are such good tips, Elizabeth. And that's a reminder to myself. The show is so big, it's so massive. There's so many people there. Don't assume that you'll have time to see that person again. Like, that might be the time that you see Jason Berkowitz or Troy Hooper. So, I mean, especially for this community, like, do not be shy to ask to take a selfie together, an Ussie together, take an Ussie, take a video together. But like, these are the things that helps build deeper communication, deeper relationships. And I think it's really important also to let everyone know, like, we all have a responsibility to the industry as a whole. Most people can't go to Chicago. Most people aren't able to get outside of their restaurants and go and experience this unless they have a well-oiled machine. They have a team that can step up. My team, my Cali BBQ Media, my Cali BBQ team running our restaurants, but we have a responsibility of the people that aren't there, or what are the things that are cool, that are unique, the things that we're learning, and we need to share those. And the best way to share those is obviously smartphone storytelling. So take videos, take photos, and as hard as it is, at the end of day one, post something. This is what I learned on day one. This is what I learned on day two. This is what I learned on day three. You will thank yourself later, because you'll go back and you'll look and you'll be like, I took photos and I did all the things, but like, I can't even get my thoughts together. Don't overthink it. Post something. ChatGPT can help you just get some thoughts together. Ask ChatGPT to make it a LinkedIn post with a good hook and a lesson and a takeaway. You'd be surprised at what AI can do with just your bare bones, but more importantly, share the story from your own perspective.
Hey, Shawn.
Yep, go ahead, Dean.
Hey, Jess had put in the comments about Troy's comment about the shuttle.
Yep.
Another big thing about the shuttle, just kind of FYI, what I found out the first time I went, the ride over there and the ride back, you've got a busload of people that are in the same industry you're in.
Yeah.
And notice, and also notice who's doing the advertising on the. They always have like a TV up the front. Notice who's doing that. Like Atmosphere TV did that the first year, and that was so cool because I think you were doing some promotional work for them then, Shawn.
Yep.
But the ride over there and the ride back, it's kind of like the meeting, or the time you fix to make the close of the sale. It's before the meeting and after the meeting. So just keep that in mind, because I met a lot of people that I connected with after I got back home last time, both times. So anyway, that's all. Just want to throw that in.
Great. And another point, every human matters. And obviously this is a community, we're in the hospitality business, but it's easy to get lost in a sea of people. You're trying to look at the badge. Who's the person? What do they do? What do they own? How can they help me? You have no idea who the person is that's come up to talk to you. And don't assume that they know what you need. So like, I'll tell a story about, I think it was last year. I don't know. The years are starting to blend together. But Charlie Eblin, Single Tree Nation, part of our community, Rising Tides. We miss you, Charlie. We know you're grinding. Charlie Eblin, one of the first times that he got to the show, a National Restaurant Association show, he ran into me. We were doing content together, but he made a passing comment that Chef Robert Irvine was in the Grubber booth. And I had just gone to the Grubber booth when I found out that Chef Robert Irvine was at the show. Now, I know Chef because he was on our Restaurant Influencers show. We formed a connection. He helped us with advice on how we're opening up our location on the Navy base. But when Charlie told me, he's like, yeah, I would love, I want to go talk to him. And I'm like, we're going to go right now. And I stopped talking to who I was talking to. And me and Charlie went over, I introduced him to Chef Robert Irvine, and then he made that connection. So don't underestimate this community. Don't underestimate asking for help. Nobody knows what you need, what you're looking for, who you're trying to talk to. So ask for that help. And the other thing is just don't underestimate who's going to be in front of you, because some of the biggest leaders in this industry, I know Aman Narang, he's the co-founder and CEO of Toast. He attends the show. I mean, you name the booth, you name the person. David Meltzer, I haven't shared that, but he's going to be at the show. He's my media mentor. We just recorded content with him. He's going to be doing the playbook live on Monday and on Tuesday from the show. There's lots of people that can help you improve your business and get your business to where it needs to be, if you're willing to ask for help and do the work of letting people know who you are and what you do. Let's go around and do some takeaways, homework assignments. Richard, kick us off.
Yeah, I think when you go to a show, I think your point about being human is really, really important. You never know who you're talking to. And I think it's one of those things where everybody's trying to make a living. Everybody's trying to earn a crust.
Earn a crust. I like that.
Yeah, but it's true. There's a bit where, treat people as humans and don't be a dick. And the whole kind of thing around sales breath and all of that stuff. I think being human to people, it makes such a difference. We live in a digital world, but the 70,000 people that are going to be at a trade show. How can you show a bit of common courtesy and humanity to people? It makes a huge difference. And when you go and talk to somebody in a booth, I've done it before, not knowing who I've spoke to, and it's ended up being the MD, and that opens up doors. And the reason why, I treat everybody the same, and that's with respect. And I think that idea of being human is so important. And I think sometimes we lose sight of that at big shows. So go and enjoy it, and go and sort of do your worst to Cameron. I look forward to hearing some war stories.
Cameron's going to do phenomenal. He's already getting thrown into the Thunderdome of the schedule as we speak. Let's go ahead. Ward, mic is yours. Takeaway, homework assignment.
Don't be a dick. That's my homework.
That's good advice for a hospitality show.
And this is from a guy named Richard, which makes it even equally funny. But sorry, but it sounds like another set of stickers you need to make, Richard. Don't be boring.
Never be let in the country.
Yeah, don't be boring. Flip side, don't be a dick. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I want to echo something Elizabeth was talking about, was your ability to be ready to talk about what you do, which I actually didn't do on my first moment here. Ward Green, COO of Red Onion, do basically guest behavior analytics down to each guest to help brands understand what they should do more of and what they should do less of. Actually, the time before and the time after the event, be your brand, which is really important, which is, wear your logo everywhere you go at any time of day. It's amazing the conversation you'll strike up on an escalator, on an elevator, stuck in a bus, at a bus stop, and just be willing to talk about the other person, which will again get them talking about what you do. I've had our best connections made in those situations versus trying to be who you are versus be who you are at a booth where you're trying to smile and appease and do this and this. But, on the way somewhere, at a coffee shop in the morning, it's just a great time to naturally talk about what's going on in the business. And you'll meet some of your best connections during those times versus actually being at a booth.
That was awesome, Ward. Fantastic. Naki, mic is yours. Takeaway, homework assignment.
Okay, I did. So, basically, to connect with the people that I know who are going there before the event, and plan my time smartly. Organize. Get the most out of the event. See you guys and take our Aussies and selfies and whatnot, and basically meet with new people, hopefully.
Oh, another tip is, if you want coffee, do not plan on getting coffee at the Starbucks at the show. That is a non-digitally hospitable line. I don't know if they've added app ordering, but they haven't had app ordering. So hopefully, if somebody in the Starbucks that works in McCormick is listening to this, please add app ordering. But there are lots of vendors that have espresso and coffee in their booths. You don't want to spend an hour and a half waiting for coffee at the start of the show. At 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., it will go like a blink. you won't realize how fast it went. And you'll realize you're already on to day 2. So just a heads up. Friday's show, this Friday, 10 a.m., we're doing a show, Data versus Instincts. So that is the topic, data versus
data. It's data.
It's data.
Data.
Okay, data versus instincts. Data versus instincts. That's the show on Friday. If anybody has ideas for a show, if anyone wants to host a show, we are always taking ideas. Just let me know, or Mike Biseglia, who's our producer, and Stover. I'm always happy to have people co-host the show, run a show, take a topic. You let us know. Ian, tip, takeaway, homework assignment.
Oh, let's see. My tip or my takeaway, I guess, is setting up some things in advance. So I definitely want to connect with a bunch of you. If anyone is looking for a partner to stroll the event, would love to do it. I also want to do a Rising Tides swag exchange. So bring some stuff and let's share it around and let's each rock each other's stuff a little bit throughout the event. I think that would be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yes, we will be bringing special swag to that F3 day 1 meetup. Maddie, I might have to save something for you, so you got something on Monday. There it is. I love it. It's fantastic. A red onion, fantastic.
It's my red onion, which everybody says, well, it's not red, it's purple, which I don't know how that ever started, but that's the way it is.
Elizabeth, tip, takeaway, homework assignment.
Yeah, sure. I wanted to back up just a little bit, because on your 2 things with your iPhones. One, if you have never tried it, practice it at home if you have an iPhone, where you take 2 iPhones and you put them head to head, and they will share the contact between them. If you've not practiced it, practice it, because it's easy in line. If you don't have a lot of time with somebody, for you guys just to touch phones or hover them over each other, and they'll share contacts, which is a really great way. But you can also build shortcuts on your phone, and it's like a series of things that it will do. You can say, open the voice memo app, and then the next thing, transcribe it, and then add it to a note. So you can have a series of things. So if you search it on YouTube or something, look for a tutorial on creating your own shortcuts, so that when you're just walking through, you can tap that shortcut button and start to gather that information and jot down what you're getting, what you're feeling, what you're thinking for all things, and have fun, everybody. I did try to figure out if there was a way I could get there this year, but I don't think it's going to be possible. Maybe next year.
Next year. Anyway. Well, we appreciate you, Elizabeth. Dean LeBay, tip, takeaway, homework assignment.
I can't add much. I was just going to tell Maddie, you had mentioned when you were talking, be sure and videotape everything. I regret that the first time I went, which, by the way, if y'all don't know this, the Rising Tide community paid for my way 100% the first time. And anyway, record everything that you can. I wish I had recorded more and posted more about it, because I regret it now. But just record it, because your first time, it only happens once. So, just take that into account. Love the community. I'm glad to know about the 17th being at F3, because I've been telling everybody 4:30 at the sign. I got to be sure and tell Lisa Landsman. So if I don't, make sure you do.
We're doing Google content on Friday, so I'll let her know. But once we get some marketing collateral, I'll get that to you, Dean.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. What's your tip, takeaway, homework assignment?
Thanks for having me, guys. I was thinking about that coffee situation, and going back to the introduction stuff, I'm like, I don't know, you could use that coffee thing as making some new friends, Shawn. I'm just saying.
That's true. That's true.
You're stuck in a line. There's nowhere else to go. You're like, let me give you my pitch.
That's very true. Everything is an opportunity for sure.
That's right. Anyway, I wanted to just really quick say the 4:30 meetup. It's every day at 4:30 except the first day, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
And then is it just kind of like a meet and greet?
Meet and greet. We take pictures, selfies at the sign, introduce people. Just to be honest with you, it's digital hospitality in real life. So so many people that are part of this community, it just gives us a central anchor place, because they kick you out at 5 o'clock. So
gotcha.
we try to get to the sign a little bit early, take photos, introduce each other, figure out, you know,
yeah,
this person knows this person, and yeah, just an easy place for everyone to meet up.
I love it. And the 2 tips about being there an hour early and the bus and the shuttle were key. So thank you guys.
You got it. Thanks, Jess. Thank you for joining us. Maddie Smokes.
Definitely going to be a lot to take in. I mean, for tips, it sounds like don't assume I'm going to see everybody twice, you know, so if I'm across somebody, definitely say hello. And I kind of missed out on that a few times at the New York show, and it's probably a quarter of the size. So I'll make sure not to do that. A phone charger, you know, documenting every moment, using my apps to notarize who I speak to and getting everything down.
Backpack.
Backpack. Well, it's gonna be a backpack full of merch to hand out.
Yeah,
so.
they'll most likely be a bag sponsor. Usually there is, but a lot of these booths are giving away a lot of stuff. We're exchanging stuff. You can put something in your backpack, you can put a snack in your backpack. But yeah, backpack is.
I mean, a half hour ago I was going with a carry-on, but it sounds like I might have to put luggage underneath for all the stuff. So
yeah, might be awesome. Well, we appreciate it. Maddie, Jess, Dean, Naki, Ward, Richard, Ian, Elizabeth, Jason, Troy, and everybody listening or watching. We appreciate you. We can't wait for a great show in Chicago. Friday, join us 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Invite your friends, invite the community, and as always, stay curious, get involved, and don't be afraid to ask for help. We'll catch you guys next show. Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Stover. We appreciate you guys.
Bye.
Bye.